Guangxi floods trigger antimony mine collapse, poison 3 rivers, spark water crisis in Liuzhou. Before the Beidai meeting, political heavyweights send cryptic warning, wait for the fall. Confiscating passports, CCP tightens control over rare earth experts. Guangxi floods trigger antimony mine collapse, poison 3 rivers and spark water crisis in Liuzhou. Torrential rains in Guangxi unleashed devastating floods, causing the collapse of an antimony mine in Guangxi County. Toxic waste spilled into the Liujiang, Rongjiang, and Dulujiang rivers, contaminating the region's lifeline and plunging Liuzhou into a full-blown drinking water crisis. Residents, gripped by fear, scrambled to hoard bottled water as shelves emptied overnight. Antimony, a mineral tightly controlled by the CCP and deemed strategic in its rivalry with the U.S., now threatens public health. Mainland media reports reveal that widespread water outages and low pressure have plagued Liuzhou's urban areas for days. On June 24th, scenes of chaos erupted as panicked residents rushed supermarkets, sending mineral water prices soaring. Viral images captured fire trucks delivering water and desperate locals queuing for hours, images that quickly flooded Chinese social media. An official notice from the Liuzhou government on June 22 confirmed abnormal antimony concentrations in the upper Liujiang River, endangering drinking water safety for residents in Ronggan, Rongshui, Liucheng, and central Liuzhou. In response, the city activated a Level 3 emergency alert for a sudden environmental incident. In the dead of night on June 24th, the city's Environmental Bureau issued a so-called stability maintenance announcement, blaming the disaster on the partial collapse of a tailings pond at the mine, triggered by heavy rain. Although it claimed urban water sources meet sanitary standards, the public was urged not to panic and not to spread rumors. Meanwhile, the Rongshui County water plant tried to deflect attention, citing debris blocking the water intake grill, conspicuously omitting any mention of antimony contamination. But netizens weren't buying it. As one widely shared comment stated, "The more they deny, the more real it becomes." Public data paints a grim picture. Antimony can infiltrate the human body through air, water, or skin contact, leading to severe health consequences. Acute poisoning. Short-term exposure causes vomiting, abdominal pain, bloody urine, liver damage, convulsions, and cardiac dysfunction. Chronic exposure. Long-term contact leads to toxin buildup in organs like the heart, liver, and lungs, with irreversible damage. Carcinogenic risk. Certain antimony compounds have been confirmed to cause cancer in animal studies. The CCP has elevated antimony to the level of a geopolitical weapon. Since September 2024, it imposed strict export controls on antimony used in batteries and ammunition, and in December, banned all exports to the United States. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, China accounted for 60% of global antimony production in 2024, and even antimony mined abroad is largely refined in China. Now, this so-called strategic asset is poisoning China's own people. Before the Beidai meeting, political heavyweights send cryptic warning, wait for the fall. China's political stage is growing increasingly unstable. Anomalies are surfacing at the top of the ruling party, and leaks are pouring out from unexpected places. Observers believe that Xi Jinping is facing the most serious leadership crisis of his tenure. Anti-Xi sentiments are intensifying. Reports now point to a cryptic message from a powerful retired figure: "Wait a little longer, change is coming in the fall." Since Xi took the helm, internal turmoil and external pressure have battered the regime. The economy is floundering, the property market is frozen, unemployment is rampant, and public confidence is evaporating. Criticism from both within the party and among the people continues to mount. After the 20th Party Congress, a string of Xi's loyalists across government, diplomacy, and the military were suddenly investigated or dismissed, including former Foreign Minister Qin Gang and top military political commissar Miao Hua. Vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, He Weidong, has also vanished since March. Rumors have circulated since last year about Xi's deteriorating health and declining grip on military power. At the same time, leaks are emerging from all corners. Earlier reports claimed that an expanded Politburo meeting took place in May, with speculation that its real topic was whether to remove Xi. The upcoming fourth plenary session could become a pivotal meeting to reassess his leadership. Talks of a Xi steps down, Wang Yang steps up scenario are spreading widely across Chinese cyberspace. Though the truth is hard to verify, observers note that rumors have always preceded major political shakeups, including the downfall of the Gang of Four. Public sentiment reflects growing frustration, with many saying Xi is under siege from all sides, a warning sign of looming collapse. Independent columnist Du Zheng wrote in Taiwan's Up Media on June 26 that, just ahead of the annual Beidaihe gathering, political whispers have once again flooded the overseas internet. This year's wave centers on Xi's eroding control and the rumored fourth plenum of the 20th Central Committee this autumn. Du revealed that despite Beijing's strict censorship, he received rare messages from two independent sources. One came from a well-known retired leader who allegedly said, "Just wait, there will be changes in the fall. Look for the signs in October." The other source, a relative of a former top military official, said that Beijing's political atmosphere has become very strange, though declined to elaborate. Du interprets these vague remarks as code, echoing the rising tide of rumors. Meanwhile, the regime recently imposed a sweeping alcohol ban, targeting government offices, state enterprises, and institutions. Online chatter claims that gatherings of 3 or more officials are now punishable. Discontent is spreading, not just among cadres, but also in the restaurant industry, where customer traffic has plummeted. Du argues that this crackdown is not about discipline or economics, it's about suppressing factional alliances ahead of a critical political showdown. The bans aim to dismantle private power networks and clear the stage for what could be a game-changing session later this year. In an earlier article, Du disclosed reports of unrest within certain military regions. Some grassroots officers have been quietly waiting for the right moment, drawing comparisons to the Wuchang uprising that sparked the fall of the Qing dynasty. Whether that intent still holds, amid the shifting power structure, remains uncertain. Du warns that unless the current ideological foundation changes, swapping one leader for another won't fix China's deep systemic crisis. He also highlighted the existence of discrete networks of officials and entrepreneurs who, despite surveillance, continue to privately advocate democratic ideas. Some fled abroad, others joined the white paper movement, but many remain inside China, lying low, waiting for the tide to turn. These groups push for nonviolent resistance as a long-term path to change. Du concludes that China is teetering on the brink of transformation. Whether it turns into a coup, mutiny, or civilian uprising, hidden forces are clearly at play. The Epoch Times recently quoted a high-level source claiming that Xi's real authority began unraveling as early as April 2024. Though he still appears in control publicly, insiders say the momentum has shifted. Former Premier Wen Jiabao and military figure Zhang Youxia have allegedly emerged as new power brokers. Xi, one source claimed, is now just playing along, executing decisions made by others. On May 22, independent analyst Kai Shenkun reported on his media channel that the fourth plenary session is tentatively scheduled for August 27 to 30 in Beijing. He speculated that internal negotiations have reached a point where the meeting and its agenda can no longer be delayed. Confiscating passports, CCP tightens control over rare earth experts. On June 25, reports revealed that China's Ministry of Commerce recently ordered rare earth companies nationwide to submit detailed rosters of employees with access to key technologies, including their skills, education, research background, and even personal information. According to insiders, the CCP is compiling a national rare earth expert list to tighten surveillance and prevent talent from fleeing abroad with commercial secrets. Some firms have even been told to confiscate employee passports and hand them over to the company or local authorities. China dominates the global rare earth market, producing 90% of rare earth magnets, essential to cars, electronics, and military weapons. These materials are at the heart of the U.S.-China tech war. Since April, the CCP has launched a stricter export licensing system, escalating its chokehold on global supply. As a result, many U.S. and European factories relying on Chinese supply have halted production or faced severe disruptions. In response, last week's G7 summit produced an action plan to counter market manipulation and diversify sourcing, refining, and recycling of rare earths. The U.S. is reviving plans to build a full rare earth magnet supply chain and aims to boost domestic production within a year. Professor Vincent Harris warns that if the West finds alternatives, China could lose both its monopoly and its strongest bargaining chip.